SBOM stands for Software Bill of Materials, and what that does is it describes all of the open source components that are in a piece of software. 80 to 90% of all software applications nowadays are made up of open source. So these are libraries that are freely available, that are developed by the community, that generally provide basic functionality that everyone builds on top of when they produce applications. Those open source components are a primary target for attackers because they're so widely used. And so any vulnerabilities in those components are very likely to be exploited and cause security issues in your software. So knowing what's in your software puts you ahead of the game in terms of being able to defend against those sorts of attacks. There are a lot of components that get pulled in that you may not be aware of. They're not obvious. So things like dependencies of dependencies, like you may be aware what libraries you're using directly, but those libraries have their own, often very deep dependency trees. It may be that over half of the open source being pulled in is open source that you're not directly familiar with. Internally, SBOMs give you a new way to manage your software supply chain. You can take SBOMs as the primary artifact that you capture and archive and monitor when it comes to your software and staying on top of what's in that software and vulnerabilities to those open source components. From an external engagement perspective, SBOMs provide transparency in terms of, again, what's in the software when it comes to software that you're using from third-party suppliers. It also increasingly is a mechanism for governments and other regulatory agencies to see what's in software, keep a record of that, and monitor it themselves as well. So at the end of the day, it's really about confidence. Confidence in your ability to share these SBOMs externally and know that you're already aware of everything that's in them, the vulnerabilities that might apply to them, that you've had the opportunity to explain that to your customers or regulators or whoever you're sharing these with. And then confidence as well, on the flip side, for the software that you're bringing into your organization and deploying. Again, you know what's in that software, you know any vulnerabilities that apply to that software, and you have the ability to monitor that over time.